Hi,
Good.
Kai.
Hallo.
Hello. Ja, Karin, schön dich zu sehen. Hello, Kim.
Danke, ebenfalls.
How are you doing, guys? Huh?
I'm good, how good.
Yeah?
How about you?
Yeah, good. So far, yeah. Exciting times and still a lot to do. So really interesting. What about you?
Yes, lots to do. But we are all well here, so it's all good. All
Very
good.
good. Cool.
Thank you.
And Kim, what about you?
I'm good too. Yeah, and I'm so proud of the work that the board of directors did yesterday.
Yeah, we did it was amazing. Thank you. It was really super great, amazing result we created, I think.
Karin, there'll be a statement coming out today from the board of directors about racism and the unrest in the world. And we worked really hard. We're a very diverse group of people, and I thought we listened really well and respectfully to each other and came out with a strong statement. So I feel proud of all of us for that.
Yeah, very good.
Very nice. I'm looking forward to see the statement. Excellent.
Nice. Hello.
Hello.
Nancy.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Kai.
Hi.
I'm able to make it.
And Ashley.
Hi, Nancy. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Ashley.
Hi,
Great seeing you.
Hi, Ashley.
Well, hi.
Good. Good to have you on. So we just chatted a bit about the situation, and how about you, Nancy? How are you doing?
The situation meaning like how am
I?
Yeah,
like life.
Let's see. It's complicated.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you briefly, I've been living in Seattle. I moved there about 3 years ago from Idaho.
Yeah.
That's where I once had a yoga studio. And so I'm back here because my family is here. And I may be staying back here. I'm not sure. I have older parents, and it seems clear that I'm in the right place right now. So it's really a funny, I don't know where I'm going or where I land. It's a little disconcerting, but so that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay. I see. Good. Yeah.
Nancy, where in Idaho are you from?
Well, I'm from Seattle originally, but I'm in northern Idaho.
I'm from northern Idaho and Seattle. Those are the two places I grew up. So
You're
small
kidding.
Wow, so cool.
Crazy. So I'm in the outside of Moscow in the Troy area.
Okay, I'm from Coeur d'Alene. Well, I'm originally from Seattle.
We're like neighbors. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll have to communicate.
Yeah.
Oh, good you met, huh?
Yeah, right? Oh my God. It's only taken me 6 months, so.
So what about you, Ashley? How is it going?
Pretty well, yeah. It's been a nice time with my family, but we're unable to open our business still, and we're seasonal, so it's a little stressful. But I don't think we're going to be able to open our business, so we're trying to figure out how to make ends meet. But it's okay. Well, we live on an Indian reservation, and there's really big concern about coronavirus being here because of the health issues that are already present. So it's good. We've kept it off pretty much. We've only had 6 cases so far. So it's a good, that part is really a good thing. But the finances are another thing.
I like the poster in the background.
Yeah, an old one. So Darren.
I want to introduce you to Chris. Chris is today here the first time with me, and Chris is my so you know PAs, right? PA like person, but I call him my personal angel, PA. So he's running the studio in Berlin. He's helping me with everything. So we're just building a new website, and he worked for a month and years on like really getting super deep, or like having deep insights into all the social media and how to target audiences and stuff. So this is what we're gonna cover today, right? And so we have like, here's one computer, and then there's another one, and then we connected the iPhone, and then this one, and then we have different media from different sources, and then we have one big screen here. So I hope you can you give us some so apologies already when it's mixed and we have to change some things and it doesn't work, and maybe, you know, you never know, right? But we don't want to manifest it, we'll all be super nice. And so when you want, we can also just go right away into the topics if you like. Yeah. And so the first question I have to you is what is your audience? So what do you say? What people, when you offer classes or whatever you offer, what are the people look like? What are their, what is their type? What do you gather usually around you? So that's, it's one thing I wanna just go into today. So do you wanna, who wants to start? Or maybe we can also do a little centering, okay? If you're here already, yeah, so that's what we usually do. And so then please take a seat, comfortable seat, and bring your awareness to the breath. Just one deep inhale, long exhale. To release a bit the tension out of the day and the situation. Connect more with the moment, with the group, with divine consciousness. Relax your shoulders, your jaw. Feel the inner body. Pull your hands in front of the heart, and let's do one united Om. So please take a deep inhale, long exhale, soft inhale. Bow your head to the heart. Bring your hands to the knees and open your eyes softly. Good. Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good, very beautiful things. So the question I have, before I have the question with the students or your audience or customers, is, do you have any questions from the last 5 sessions, or anything you wanna repeat or review, or you need my help on an individual level, anything which is there you didn't understand? So is there anything?
It's a lot of material. I'm caught up, but I haven't done all of my homework, Kai. So yeah, there's a lot of questions, but and I'll send you some individually. And I have a question about all the branding, which took a lot of time, which was amazing. And I so appreciated that exercise. Do you want me to send you what I did on that, or is that?
That would be great.
I think so. I'm sure I'll send you that, and I'll send you some of the other earlier things. But I have a question about your question, and the social media stuff is very complicated. And by the way, Kim and Karen, I agree with both of you on your thoughts about social media and the hesitancy to use it and all. I mean, I was very aligned with the other two in the group that were on. But today, when I'm thinking about target audience, if I just think about like who actually gets attracted to my classes, I can answer that. I cannot really answer who's being attracted to social media because I'm barely on it. I have an aversion to it. That's why I'm in this class.
Yeah.
Poor Kai.
I think it's one of the best reasons to be here, you know?
Right. So could I answer that question that you just asked by way of who's actually coming to my classes?
Yeah.
In the past without social. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's all about. It's about real life experience.
Right.
Yeah.
So the general audience that tends to come to my classes are women and women about my age, right? So I'm 57. They are usually older. Some of them are retired. It's not everybody, but I'm just thinking snapshot. Yeah. Older women that have been practicing before, but have been injured, or they haven't been able to practice because they've been working full time and now they're retired. They're very intelligent. They're very educated. They love a deeper meaning behind the practice than just these pieces, right? And so that's kind of one slice. And then if I were to really tell you the audience that I'm kind of interested in developing more, it's absolutely, I love working with beginners. So it would be working with people that are so afraid to try because, you know, it's intimidating. Yoga is intimidating. I would say it would be that group.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, good. I have a thought to that. That's very interesting. So it's pretty good. Yeah, we will cover that a bit later. This bridge also, the connection of those two.
Cool. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So who else can tell me something?
For me, it's similar. It's mostly women, ranging from their 30s into their 60s. Like Nancy, I find that Anusara attracts people who want more than an aerobics class.
Yeah.
There are people who wouldn't necessarily say they're looking for a spiritual practice, but they come back because Anusara offers them something more than just movement.
Yeah. What's the percentage of women, men?
About 80-20.
And Nancy, what, same?
Sounds
about right. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd love to attract more men to because I think, I mean, everyone needs yoga. It would be great if there were more men. And I've thought about this for a while, and it's come back up to the fore. Although I live in a predominantly white state, there's never been a person of color who's come through any of the 3 studios where I've worked. And some of that may reflect my race. I don't look like other people in my community whom I would like to feel welcome. But there could be other barriers that I am unwittingly creating that makes my class, for whatever reason, uninviting to someone who's not white. So I've been thinking about how Anusara as a school and Anusara studios and Anusara teachers could, from one perspective, decolonize yoga. In the West, it's expensive. Yes. So socioeconomically, it excludes people, and most teachers are white, and people feel more comfortable often being with people who look like them, which is totally understandable. So that's churning around in my mind also. It's not directly related to your question, but it's feels.
Is this that no colored people coming? Is this also the area you live in, or is it like, you know, is it like the micro? We call it like the micro audience, like micro localization of the audience or target group.
You know, we live in, as you know, the United States is extremely segregated. So it's not that there are no people of color in the area where I live. It's just that white folks have their life and people of color have their life. And
usually it doesn't mix.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's what
not naturally.
Yeah. Because I remember also when I've been like in New York, so I ran into classes from Tara Stiles, and then she had like, so I met a lot of, you know, colored people, and it was interesting. But I think it's also about the neighborhood and New York lifestyle, and maybe it's a complete different thing in a city than in the outside the city. What do you think, you guys? How's it? Yeah, or Kim, yeah.
Kai, just so that you're aware, in English, the word colored is left over from slavery.
Yeah, so then I say...
You can say people of color.
People of color,
Yeah.
Okay. Good. How is that in your cases? Kevin, do you have any experience with that, or Nancy?
With students, also people with color, no. Here in Switzerland, no, I don't have experience that. Maybe my case is a bit particular in the sense that I live in a bilingual city. So we have in this city where I live here in Biel, Switzerland, it's French and German. So means that effectively I have audience with mother language French, which is not mine. So I had to adapt.
Interesting.
I had to adapt, but I mean, it's I can speak French, I can communicate, and I had to learn, and it's okay. I mean, my wording is not always perfect, but you can still articulate and give people an understanding of how they can practice, etc. So it's not a barrier in the sense. My audience, general audience, is also mostly women. I would also say 80 to 20%. Some men, but not often, but they are. And but that's okay. That's the way it is. And what else? From the age, I have quite young people as well. So from 20 upwards, up to the age of 60. Rarely there are a few older women, but then they are very educated people as well. So I would say mostly the core is young women, also young women in the sense that they are just getting married, they have maybe their first child, etc. So it's that core group that I mostly attract, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but this is how it is.
And the French-German, like, or Swiss relation, how is that? Like, how many people do you have, or do you have to separate it then, or how do you work with that language barrier?
Sometimes I even speak English in the classes because I have both. And sometimes they don't understand. They tell me, if I ask, okay, what language should I speak? Should I speak German, French, or English? Then often the core language would be English, because everybody understands English, but not the other language. So I usually ask, and the classes are not more than 12 people. So it's you know, it's okay. I manage. Sometimes I use both languages if I see they don't understand. It's okay. I don't make a big deal of it because you know, it's a message that needs to come through the practice, and language should be, in my opinion, can be in a situation like that, can be secondary. It works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Very interesting. And Ashley, what about you then?
I teach community classes, so I have a pretty diverse mix of people in terms of age and men and women. I still have more women than men, but sometimes I'll have more men than women. That's very rare. I'll have young, very athletic people. You know, a lot of people who move here are mountain people. You know, they come to hike and stuff. So there's a lot of those kinds of people. And then, but I would say most of my classes over the years have been older women in their 50s, 60s, 70s. I have more white people than I do native people, even though we live on the reservation. And I think it's probably some of the things that Kim mentioned as well. It's also just kind of perceived as a white thing. So, but I do have, I would say 25% of the class on any given night is probably native. But that being where I live, that's actually pretty low. So that's something that I'm always thinking about, is how can I make it more inclusive and more accessible for people who may not feel comfortable coming to a yoga class. So
and two questions. So what is like do you have like new people also coming? Like, is it like the tourists, like or the campers or the outdoor?
Yeah, I don't get many tourists sometimes though, but we do get, not this year because we're closed, but normally we have a bunch of workers come from out of state, even in the country. And then I do get a lot of random drop-ins in the summertime.
And what's the percentage then?
In the summer, it's probably like 25 to 50% probably.
Okay.
But then I have a core group who are there almost every single time.
So you have like a very solid core group coming every week, and they like. So do you have like then different classes also, different offers, like for the younger, or what about? You offer different classes.
I have one class that's all levels, and that's the most popular. And that's when I get the most people. And then I have a gentle class, and I have a level 2-3 class too.
Okay. What about you, Nancy? Like, do you, because you have like also very solid group, you said like many also older women, let's say, also coming with maybe with stuff in their body, right? And so what about, so do you have like also different classes then? You offer?
Well, it's like what it was when it was live is different than it is now. When it was, so I'll talk about what it was when it was live. I was teaching a lot more than I probably would enjoy, but I'll start with, I would.
Live you mean online, or live you mean real life?
Yeah, sorry, in real life.
Okay. Yeah.
Would be a level 1 class, a level 2 class, an all levels class, and an intro class, intro to yoga. So I kind of hit all of those categories, and also I should say, with some of the like the intro, the level 2 classes, I would have not the same group of people. It would be definitely more athletic people, and also primarily women. And then speaking to race, Seattle is pretty much considered it's got diversity, right? Everybody thinks it's like this liberal hubbub and it's super diverse. Yes, it is, but you live in your own kind of neighborhoods, really. Like you can.
It's the thing,
right? So I have to say, over all the years that I've taught in bigger cities and bigger places, it's predominantly white. And right now, before COVID hit, I had probably, well, definitely some Latinos in my classes, Asian Americans, no Black people at all. And except for one location of the studio chain that I work for on Capitol Hill. And I'm telling you, like, and I was just in a big training at this studio, traumatic brain injury training, pretty cool. And there was one Black person out of like 75 people in this training. It's like, so yeah, extremely underrepresented.
Yeah.
And I think Ashley hit it on the mark. Like, this is perceived as a white thing.
Yeah, interesting.
We don't see it. We don't see that enough in Yoga Journal or any of the social media. And also, it's very expensive and inclusive.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I think can we just also reflect on our website, huh? How can we be more inclusive and representative also, right? For the global.
Right.
Yeah.
How would you do that? That would be a great question.
Yeah. Yeah, we still in the process, right, Kim? Of we discussed it yesterday. How can we reflect more on the actual issue and subject of inclusion?
Yeah, and this might not be relevant for today's conversation, and I totally understand why. It's very difficult to get photos from teachers that demonstrate diversity.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a vicious cycle.
Yeah. I worked with Faith Hunter in New York also for an online platform, and she has her studio in Washington DC, and she's pretty much in that. So it's also, I think it's every teacher finds his students, you know, that's what's also about today. So we have our group of students coming and being similar to our own habits and how we perceive and how we practice also. Let's say, Chris, what about you, like with the people coming to your class? What would you say? Who's coming there? So you look, Chris, here. Look, Chrissy.
I think I have like a very like mostly young people. Sometimes I got like older practitioners who have been practicing since years, because I mainly teach advanced class in the studio, sometimes substituting other class. But the group is quite diverse, and I sometimes have like half man and woman in class. And the fun thing is actually that I have a few beginners who like to come to my class. They can't do like any of the advanced process, but they still like coming to the class because don't know, I think they just like it. But there's a very diverse group of different people, from young to old and beginners to advanced people.
Yeah. But he has like usually 50% men. So I have usually also like 30% men coming to my classes. Depends on the level a bit, but also in the all levels, let's say lunch class. And I have like all groups, but we are also a big studio with like 2,500 people coming every month. So not this month, of course, but usually. So it's like a lot of new people coming. So every month, 300 new people, and they also try teachers, and then they run into Chris class, and they're wow.
How do you get 300 new people coming through the door every month? I know you live in.
We're gonna talk about today.
Okay, that's a big. Even in Munich, that's a big number.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it started with I think like 100 new, and now it's raising 300, and we have a retention rate of approximately 50%.
Wow.
So, and this is a good sign, was a bit higher, but now, so we also tracking that constantly. So that's what we also gonna see today. So this is more about, okay, where am I now with my audience and what is like the potential I can work on. So, and we prepared, I don't know, can I do this here? Yeah, again, now let's see. Now here, this is good, yeah. Can you see the,
Yes.
yeah, this is good, okay. And what I brought you today is we have like a bit of statistics prepared for you guys that you can have an idea what's actually going on. So who is covered in the yoga scene. So, and so you can study this also on yourself, but I just want to let you through a bit. And so we have like, yeah, almost half of them coming 2 to 3 times a week, which I find very interesting, you know. So it's, for me, it's a lot, to be honest. So in average that people would do so much yoga, you know, they spend around $90 a month. It's also a lot, but this is all over, like clothes and everything. And so they said 55 million people at the moment on the planet practicing yoga. This is on the planet, I think so. And or is it just US? I have to check. So it's like nevertheless, it's a lot, and it's increasing still every year by at least 20%. So I have like, I think I have this on here, you see it, yeah? So this is United States, right? So would be, otherwise would be a bit interesting. So then it's good because that's for you very interesting. So 2012, and you see 2015 and 2020. I think it's still raising because I asked myself also, hey, where are those people coming from? Like Kim said, right? So 300 new people, and here you see why, you know, so. And I'm also asking myself, I'm offering teacher trainings every year, and who else wants to become a teacher? There has to be a Sättigung, saturation of that, but it's not happening. People still continue doing yoga, and they also coming 2 to 3 times a week. So here you see a bit the potential, and 37% have children who also enjoy practicing. That's a very new thing from the last 2 years, that they found out that this is like kind of a niche market. They found out, and they developed that a lot. So maybe you can, if you think about like, hey, Karen, right? So you think about your family mothers. Do you have any experience with that? With the kids of the children of the families?
Karen, you're muted.
Thank you, Kim, for facilitating.
Sorry, I don't think
All right.
No.
No, good. I like that.
No, because most of the women are just, you know, are just still young, and the children are young. So no, I don't. Well, there were actually 2 mothers who came with their 20-year-old, but yeah, I mean, that's mostly, it's rare. I think, yeah, eventually these children are going to practice yoga for sure. Yeah, but that will be maybe in 15 years.
Yeah. So what they emphasize here is that really the children also doing yoga more and more and more.
Yeah,
very interesting.
absolutely.
Yeah, and if you think so, we made a survey also about our studio. What was the most important thing for them? Service and desk and welcoming and blah blah blah. And they said it's the most important is cleanliness. So that the space is clean.
Was that before the pandemic or after?
No, before.
Oh.
So this is the most important factor. Since years, people would come to your studio. if they compare. So, and we have 2,500 people a month, means they also go to other studios a lot. So in Berlin, we have over 300 studios. So it's a very competitive market. And so it's the capital of yoga in Germany. And we have like 2 times a week, twice a week, we have cleaning coming, and we make sure. So Chris, what he did the first time when he joined the immersion, right? What was it? Like, then we had like we had like about the yamas and the niyamas. And the next thing I saw, he made like in the kitchen. So for all the teachers, he made like a super big sign saying saucha, like cleanliness, or, so really big, everybody was like, what does that mean, sausa? So, and they didn't know. So then he explained. So, and it's really the most important. It's very interesting. And so then there is also, when you think about people coming to yoga, still, I think a lot of the time we think about people who practicing yoga regularly. It's not about people who never did yoga or people from the outside. So we are also in a kind of a bubble. You know what I mean? And so it's like they don't want to try yoga because they say 32% say, I'm too stiff. I cannot do this stuff, because they know people like us or you guys like doing like super flexible stuff, and then they like completely, oh no, right? So, and what we did also in the yoga tribe, we put the level lower that people would come in. So we said it's for everybody. It's just what you need to have as a body and be able to breathe. That's the 2 prerequisites. Everything else, we take care of it, so in a way, just make it a bit funny, yeah? So, and then any questions until here, or stuff you want to share from your experience, because that's also very interesting.
Someone in my class, a new person in my class last night said that exact same thing. She was apologizing for how she was performing her pose. And I might have sounded a little didactic when I responded. I'll check in with her, but it was a perfect opportunity to talk about a tantric approach to yoga and our bodies is being just a vessel as a way into the heart. But it comes up, people comment on it a lot. Yeah.
So if you think about your target group, or also how to approach a new or wider audience, then you can think about this, hindrance or obstacle for people new to yoga because of their non-flexibility or stiffness or whatever. Yeah. So, and so then 24% use yoga apps or videos. So this is increasing, interestingly, but more not just random videos, more like also what is increasing in the market is customized videos or tailor-made videos. Like, I have a program with food and morning yoga and all those stuff, and this is now happening. So this random video stuff comes more into a channeling, and then people would go for a certain, let's say, for a program. Yeah. So if you think about video or about like also online stuff, then you can think about, okay, what can I offer to improve the lifestyle, let's say, about diets, and you can collaborate with others, and then you can bring that a bit more into the theme. Or what we also do, we offer courses, like a series of courses, like, let's say, the lower body, the spine, the upper body, or like coming from like also improving your level of asana practicing, or stuff like that. So also turning more into meditation or other programs you can use. Also we have like in our 300 hours training in Berlin, we have like someone who's good in creative writing. So we invited someone, we have a vocal coach, and then we have also someone who is doing 2 days just Ayurveda cooking, you know, so I am looking forward to this. It's gonna be fun. And so this would be this year. And for US, this is connected to practicing at home, right? So wants to practice yoga outside of the class. So 30% try to do it then outside of the class. This is connected to the online. And this is also very interesting. This I brought for you guys, that so that it's also very common that they come with anxiety and depression. So if we look into yoga from the aspect of benefits, and we had that in the canvas also, Nancy, when you asked me about the canvas. So we have like a complete also idea, okay, what could be by benefit, but maybe we can also add stuff like, you know, it's good for anxiety. It's better. You can sleep better. You can, your food, everything will, your blood pressure is better. Your hormones are, so there are like studies about that. When I worked on the studies for today, it's infinite, you know, if you want to check some stuff also. The benefits of yoga are super interesting. So I didn't put it here because then it would be another hour, but it's super cool stuff. And then we go further. So release tension, that's the main thing. Stress release, also for existing injuries. Also muscle, this is a bit of the stuff, yeah. And so to spend $40 to try yoga, yeah, that's what we have. You know what, our beginner package for someone who never has been done yoga is how much? 35, you know. So this is the number. So we offer like what really works. And Kim, when you ask me how do we attract new people, it works with that. So we say you get 4 classes and you pay 35 euro. Mm-hmm. 39 we had last time? No, 30, still for 35. Yeah. And we thought about, let's do 45. No way, we keep since years 35. And that the people come in and 50% of they stay. So if you, and my wife Lydia, when she started in Marbella in Spain, her studio, she was like, I don't have enough people. I said, put a welcome package, and bang, it happened. It was really interesting. You know, then they give you €7 per class, but it's a psychological level, $40, €40, to be honest. Yeah. Have you experienced with that? Have you had experiences with that? With welcome packages or beginner packages, or tell me.
Every studio I've worked at has had a similar, it's usually $30 for 30 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very effective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
It's the same in Switzerland, yeah, absolutely.
Come again?
It's the same in Switzerland. You offer free classes within a month for 50 Swiss francs, which more or less is the same in Euro or in the US. And that's what attracts people. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The other thing that I've noticed for studios that do really well is having an intro to yoga special, which is if you do the intro series, then you get like 10, 15, or 20% off your first class package series.
That's a good one. Can we write that down? Can we steal that from you?
Of course. So yeah, it's not mine, but I think it's very smart because once you have a group of people doing an intro series, for example, they do so well, but it's that making that jump from that class to a level 1.
Yeah.
And if there's no level 1, then they have to go into all levels. But how do you get them there, right?
Yeah. So the 10% reduction on the deduction on the first purchase. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I think even MindBody can do that all automatic, you know, so it's a stunning software.
Right.
So, and okay, so also interesting, about $100 to get a memorable yoga experience. That's also very interesting. So if they do something really special, but 8% are not a lot. So, and then 66% would try one new thing once a year. This is also interesting. So if you have a workshop, or let's say on pranayama, so you have 66% would say, yeah, I'm gonna try it. Sounds good. Once a year, I wanna try something new. That's also cool, I think. And so then 40% are connected. That's why I put it here, to eat healthy. So if you have something with food, or it's a no-brainer. You know, if you have something like, let's say, fast or diet or detox, or that's why they're so successful, those programs. When you do a detox, you know, class or something, just put non-stop twists into it and you're safe, and they will feel never better than in this program, right? So, and so, yeah, so it's also very interesting that 94% say wellness related. They feel well, you know, it's like a well-being experience. And that's very, very important. That's the main entrance for people to feel, just to feel better. They don't even know why. But if you do like a well-being yoga workshop or class on like super restorative, or it's always a winner. Yeah. So if you do that once a year, and you want to have like people also approaching new, like coming as new students, that would be a very good way to do it. And so it's also one of the benefits I put here. 50 minutes changes the brain chemistry and boosts the mood. I like that one. Yeah, you want to boost your mood? Come to my class, right? So, and then it's then they had like also they have over 100 styles of yoga. Okay, it's really a lot, you know. So, and so people usually come just to yoga. So that's what happens. This we saw already. So you see that in the PDF later. You can check on that. I think it's stunning. Huh? The numbers increasing, unbelievable.
Amazing.
So I have a bit more. So I just want to go over it. 56, because Nancy was talking about it, are beginners.
Wow.
You know, so 56% of your yogis, of the yogis of your audience in your neighborhood are beginners. So you can really offer something. And I would go with classes, but also customized workshops. So what we do, we go really into alignment. We go really into the therapeutical aspects of the yoga, of Anusara yoga. And then people come and they want to do, like, they're really interested in doing it right. That's my experience. Yeah. And you really invite people, and then they will spread them out and talking about you. And usually you can really, we have in Germany, we have this with so-called Krankenkasse, health insurance. So they have like paid courses, 10 courses, and they run very well. So here's the number around the globe. It's 300 million people. I think it's even more. Japan, the Asian countries, 413%. So this would be interesting for the Japanese guys. And then here, Dutch, it's close to you.
That's so interesting culture.
Yeah. So like Dutch, it's so funny, 30% prefer meditation yoga or mindfulness. So then 59% think that it improves their sleep in the US. So we have like one yoga nidra class in the evening, like 8 o'clock, and also others so like yin yoga, right?
Yeah.
And restorative yoga, and what else? Want something else, and people love it. They come just in the night, like at 8 to 9:30, and do their restorative yoga there. So this helps you also to see if you have 60%, they think it improves their sleep. It's a number which is proven. It's a study, and then you can use that, right? You think about, okay, how can I use that? Like I do a late evening class once a week. Just try it. Let's try one evening class once a week at 8 o'clock or 7:30. It will improve your sleep, and maybe it's packed. So we have good experience with that, right?
Yeah, the evening classes are running great.
So like how many people do we have then, max, in a yin yoga class?
Oh, we go like before Corona, we had like from 15 to 25.
Yeah. So you see, we just offered at beginning of the year. We put all the late slots with like restorative yoga nidra and yin yoga, and it went up to 25. You know, it was just a test. And do you have experiences with that, with other like more like yin yoga or other stuff like meditation or everything which yoga nidra or something like that?
The I Rest Yoga Nidra, I have had that level 1 training I love with Dr. Richard Miller. Also for me, some restorative yoga, but right now I'm not offering any of that because the studios that I work at, you know, they have a lot of teachers. It's like I work at a really big studio. They have over 40 teachers. So those things have been taken. I love teaching a good restorative class and with some kind of a yoga nidra, but
It's
nice.
I Rest. Yeah, we have also I Rest specialists. Yeah. The nidra, So, so this we had already. The increase is 50%. So we saw that in the chart, and this Beijing has 750 yoga studios. Beijing, isn't it cool?
That's incredible.
More people.
Yeah. So okay, we have some more. So this is for UK people. We have 10,000 teachers. 28% already of Americans have tried yoga in their life, which is also cool. You know, they know already something about it. And so then 1 to 5 hours per day, I think it's also a lot, I think. So there's a lot of practice happening actually. And yeah, let's just move on. So you can study it later, but because I have so many stuff I found interesting, so I put it all in here for you guys. And so you can go through it. It's also, for me, it's really interesting because it's inspiring, you know. Then I see, oh my gosh, so many people do that and that I didn't realize, you know, and then you can go for it. And this is your experience, right? 72% of yoga practitioners are female, definitely yes. Yeah, still. And then 43% between 30 and 49. Yeah, so this is also very good. Can you read it good, the chart here?
Yes.
Yeah? So, and but the increase of men is 150%. So they coming, we are coming, right? So 28% are men. So, and it's also about like, there were not that many male teachers. So, and then the guys would also not say, okay, it's so powerful or anything until they come into our classes. And so it's about the children again. And so also for Nancy, 40 million people in the US over the age of 50. Yeah, it's the experience. It's like, it's a big number, right? So, and also what is one of the benefits, positive self-image. So they feel better. They also have a better image of themselves, 20%, if they regularly practice yoga. I think this is one of the last ones, yeah. So then they say 44% they consider themselves yoga. So this is different from what we said before. So 55% would be beginners, but they consider themselves beginners. It's different. So many of them think they're beginners. You know, maybe also because of the media, you see all those guys like doing crazy stuff on Instagram. And yeah. This is also interesting. 68% of yoga practitioners make at least $75,000 per year. So it's an income level. And this is interesting, huh? Right, Kim? It's unbelievable. So you see, it's more metropolitan. It's more like the majority might be white and, you know, in a good job and practicing yoga regularly. 71% have a college degree. Isn't it interesting? Mm-hmm. Very educated, well-paid people, and so they want to increase their, yeah.
I think it's in my experience, the combination of those two, socioeconomic class and education level, and then add race to that. And it's, if someone is a person of color, lower income, it's just like they feel like they've landed on a different planet.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's a very good observation, Kim. Yeah, that's so true, right? So, and we have 70% almost want to increase their energy level. Yeah, they feel like it's all stress. They go down in energy. They feel so rested, so energized after. So you can use also that. The detoxing combined with the increase of your energy level and having a good sleep or something, you know, that's and you eat well and you feel well. That's something. Then everybody will connect to that. So in their brain, they have all the words you need to attract people. I think, you know. So. And so this is also interesting. I think what we also experience in Berlin, like in our studio, many people come doing a physical fitness program. I mean, it's not really Anusara, but that's what I see in many studios. Loud music, like bang, 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 fast moves and stuff. And we also took a bit from that. So I think I told you already, like, sorry for that. So I told you already that I have a Tuesday class. I also put music. Can you still see the screen? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wait, I cannot. Then maybe I have to go here. Or not? Yeah. Okay. So though I put music and I made it a bit more faster flow, let's say. You know, I call it the asana playground, and people love it. You know, we can also use that. You know, they want to come and they say, yeah, it's so good. 38% are vegetarian. This is really stunning. Mm-hmm. In the US. Very disciplined people. You know? And so then you see the ages. Also very interesting. And I think my kid's coming back now. Sorry for that. So it's 84 billion worldwide industry they're doing. Yeah. So it's really a lot of money involved. And that's why it's a big business for brands like Lululemon, you know, and also like it's a Yoga Works in the US, right? So they was like such a big brand, and I think they sold it for whatever price, like $50 million or something, the whole chain of Yoga Works. There were like two, I think, I don't know if you know better maybe, but I read once that there were like two founder, and then I think even 100 million was like an insane number for a yoga company, you know, which is like, I was like, okay, I will run my studio like that. Yeah, okay. The spending for yoga in 4 years, so every year it increases around 1.5 billion. Activewear, if this is interesting, I don't think so. So just check it. Also Pilates. I see that when you also can add like in a studio if you work there, or like have someone to collaborate. So Pilates, like in Marbella, with my wife's studio, it really runs super well. It's like the most packed classes. So she added that people can try also yoga, and to make that also a bit more integrated, you know, and it works very well. And so, yeah, if they want to spend like $62,000 in their lifetime, I think that's quite a number, you know. So, and then and there's, okay, between 100 to 500 students per week. That's what we also have.
Hi, this everything we're talking about has made me realize something that I should have been doing all along. I don't send an email to a new student after they come to class. And
Yeah.
right now it seems so obvious that I should be doing that.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm going to start doing that as of today.
Yeah. So like, let's say in mine, yeah.
Mm.
Can I ask you a question? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Kim, do you have access to that student's email if you're working for a studio?
Yeah, through Mind Body.
So it's okay for the studios that you reach out to them individually?
Yes, because I'm affiliated with the studio.
Okay, so you might be in a different position than I am. I'm not contracted. I'm like an employee, and so I can't really do that unless I ask them personally. I mean, I don't even think I'm really supposed to do that. I do it anyways, but it's interesting, you know, if that's okay to do, to reach out that way.
Yeah, and my experience is that different studio owners have different feelings about that. One studio owner got angry at me for doing that, and then another studio owner thanked me for taking the initiative. So
okay. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, Mind Body. Yeah, Karen, you also wanted to say something.
No. It's okay because here in Switzerland or in the city where I'm teaching yoga, everything is much smaller than like in yours. So means that I have.
That's how we started too. So it's okay.
Yeah. So the students that come to my classes, this is also the contact that I have. Means it's not, well, I teach also in a studio in Zurich and then also in Bern, but here in Biel, where I have my classes or my students, there I have also the direct contact to these people. Means that when they come, I can really, I really can serve them also with email and information and talk and everything. I think that makes a big difference.
Very good. Yeah, very interesting. Also, I think very interesting to see the different dynamics, you know, of teacher, being a studio, working in studios. And so we had this also, Kim, with the Mind Body, and there's also automatic reply on Mind Body you can use. And so it's pretty smart in the meantime. It's definitely a good way to connect. Yeah. So I think for this is very interesting. over 1 billion posts on Instagram, and then we can look a bit into the Instagram action or aspects with Chris in a minute. Use a yoga-related hashtag. So, and that's very interesting. No, it's a lot, right? So, and so then also that's what we said. Lululemon's value through this spending with yoga, it's increasing the brand value definitely. You know, if you work in a studio, so actually there's no way around than to increase that value of whatever you do related to yoga, because the numbers are increasing, right? So just stay with what you do and then you save. Yeah. Good. So 6,000 yoga studios in the US alone. That's what I brought up for you guys. So it's like, as I said, let's say Beijing has 750, Berlin has over 300. So it's all happening. So this is the revenue for the US yoga industry. It's 2000, from 2012 to 2020. And you see, it's the same like the people practicing yoga. So the spending also increases. But I think also it's more diversified. It's more in niche markets also. It's also people who get like, who will do like, let's say, not more expensive, but cheaper, offering cheaper models, you know. So I think it's not that everybody who's now there is like spending the same amount of money. So, okay, so that's for the moment. And I want to check with you. So this is what we just discussed. Who are your current customers? And I want to bring you into something, which is again this personal branding canvas. Yeah, because I like this in that regard that we have here the audience aspect on the right side. So can you see my cursor here? This one, yeah. So here we have the, yeah.
It's very small. Is there any?
Yeah. I will do it a bit bigger.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually, you see on my so here I don't have a, that's different here. Yeah, then I have to check. Here I can make that bigger. Yeah, already better. And then we go more.
Yeah, that's good.
So you see.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So can you read it already or bigger?
That's good.
Yeah. So even better. Can you see?
Yes,
yeah?
thank you.
It's good like
Yeah?
this, yes.
So,
Yeah.
has someone of you has someone of you worked on that aspect of the personal canvas? Like I think Ashley, she sent me over something, and can you just go into that? So the question you need to answer here is, who are the most important groups of people you target to achieve your goals? You know, so who influences them? That's a very interesting question. And in what places or communities can you find them? So what is also your community? What is your neighborhood, or what is your tribe in a way? And then we have like the customers, and we have also the customers. We have the, okay, that's maybe not that interesting, but also mentors. So we talked about that in the first session. So if you wanna review that. And so let's say the mentors we talk about all the colleagues, let's say, other teachers, so where you can also reach out. You know, that's what it's about here. So your audience and who needs to know, that's the big question. So how can you evaluate, or how can you elaborate into the bigger audience? So you can go to the teachers of your teachers, or your teachers and your mentors, and the colleagues of you, like other teachers on the same level, or you can do like you can ask the customers, like family members, let's say, if you have like, hey, what about those 28% of men wanna try yoga or practicing yoga? Hey, can you bring your husband next time, right? Could be a class or workshop, right? So, and so then your personal contacts, influencers, this would be the thing we also want to check a bit. If we have like bloggers, opinion makers, so if this is connected to the hashtags, so if we have like hashtags, 1 billion hashtags related to yoga, then we also see they're also are connected to influencers, let's say in the social media. So, and you have that also with the users, followers, and fans. And then communities you live in, centers of influence. Let's say you have a library and they have books about yoga, and then you offer them, hey, do you want me to introduce to your audience, just an idea, but to your audience, do you want me to introduce to your library, to the readers, like a book about yoga, like Light on Yoga from Iyengar, or Patanjali Yoga Sutras, or the Bhagavad Gita. So you can go there and then you find people who are interested in philosophy, and then you make them a step and say, hey, come to my classes. So that's you can work on ideas about that, or institutions also. If you have, like, let's say you have a hospital working with clients, so can you offer there something? So it's like it's all there, So, and I know it's work, but if you some things are really also nice to do, I think, if you work with people who don't have the possibilities to come to classes, or you can also, let's say, you work with elderly people. So I have also my trainings, many people who work therapeutical, or yeah, you know what I mean, right? Do you have any experiences with that, to work with people outside of the studio?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any experiences with that?
I did. For about a year, I worked at a place in Seattle that with Catholic Community Services, that use a model where they get women off the street, homeless women, and they have to apply for housing, they have to be clean, meaning not on drugs or alcohol, here, and then they get their own apartment. So it was through that organization.
Okay.
I volunteered for a year, and I did not know my client base. And so what I decided was to call it chair yoga, and I was very glad I did, because I had such a diverse group of women, and not just ethnically, but in terms of health. I had a woman on an oxygen tank. I had severely obese women. I had people that had never done anything physical in their life. And so that was a really, really rewarding and rewarding, and it had its challenges, but that was, unpaid. And I did that for almost a year and a half. And I don't have anything currently like that, but I think it was kind of it was real true service in a way. And I learned so much from those women, and I would like to do that again.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Very
Yeah.
good. Very nice. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Good. So yeah, we have a lot of examples about that, and for that, and so that's why I want to tell you that we today, on this level of the audience, and you see it's here in the personal canvas, it's only one aspect, but you see how much we can already cover here, right? In this one aspect.
Excuse me, Kai. I'm sorry to interrupt. I didn't know if you had seen the chat. Ashley's having battery problems, so that's why she stopped her video, and Karin had to leave.
Yeah, yeah, okay. So then I would say, what about we have two options. So one is we bring Chris in for a moment to tell us a bit about it, or we just stop here and put it into the next session. What would you prefer? Because I have still like charts running here, like many charts, but it's also sometimes it takes a moment. So you want me to put it into the next session then, that we divide it, or shall we go into the details now? Because we're running a bit out of time otherwise. So.
I'm open to whatever. Kim, what would you?
Okay, so because Chris is here, so I would just give him the stage now that he can. So he would jump into this aspect. Okay, influencers, social media, and really very precise, because it's all about also that you, when we talk about mind body or mailing list, like contact or others. So how can we analyze data? That's the question. So if you use your website, or if you use Facebook, or if you use Instagram, or if you use your newsletter program like Constant Contact, then Chris will show you a bit like how he is doing it. Doesn't mean that everybody has to be like super professional like him, but it's a good insight. Okay, that's the potential I can get here. Does it make sense? Do you wanna know? Yeah, Chris. Then I give you over, and then Chris takes over, and then you can show a bit of the stuff. So we need to. So, was brauchst du jetzt?
First of all, I will need just the screen, and then I will show something
okay.
with the TV. So, Instagram. To say, is anybody of you using Instagram or Facebook now?
A little bit.
A little bit. Facebook or Instagram?
Both. I prefer Instagram. I post, but I haven't been doing much at all on it, but I do prefer it to Facebook.
You do prefer Facebook. And do you have communication on Facebook?
I prefer Instagram over Facebook. I don't like Facebook.
Okay, now I get it, yeah.
I like Instagram better because it's just mainly photo. It feels like it's more photo driven. Facebook, it's too much text for me.
Yeah, that's the thing where we are at now. That's why Facebook bought Instagram, because they saw that development as well. So Facebook is now used by the people to look up events, and Instagram to socialize, to get involved with their lives. So if we look at Instagram, the algorithm changes like every month. That means that Instagram is rating your behavior on the app different, and is showing your content you are showing in Instagram to others differently. As to give you an example, like 1 year ago, you could use a robot to like and comment other accounts, and then you got a lot of followers. It was easily to do. Just go online and find, and there's a web page to type in your account with the robot, and he did it for you. And for sure, it's not in the interest of Instagram to do that. That is possible. They actually want to have like a social, they want to have it a social media. That's why they cut down on everything which robots, machines can do, which is like easily to do. So they want to want to make the users gain followers in a very social way. So it's very comparable to the real life. So if you go out and meet somebody in the coffee and you exchange numbers and you tell them how nice their dress is today, you can actually put that into Instagram and tell somebody is posting their new photo of the new dress they just bought, and you commenting on that photo, oh, that's a nice dress. And that's the same thing. It's just happening online. And that's what the algorithm values, that you are active on the platform, because this all leads towards the main goal of Instagram or Facebook. They wanna sell advertising on their platforms, Facebook and Instagram. That's their main goal, and they only wanna and they can only do that if people if account with a lot of followers is really a social media account and not just an account full of, we call them bots. There's people which are gained by robots. So they want to have like a real account, which they do the marketing on then. And yeah, the big question is how to do that actually. And this is by posting and making stories and liking other people's posts and stories. So it's actually work, like meeting a person in a coffee, talking to that person, or meeting a group of people somewhere in a yoga workshop, talking to them, socializing. Yeah, it's you call it work or fun, whatever. And I personally have like a lot of engagement on my personal Instagram account, because I'm meeting, I'm like connected with the whole Berlin yoga scene via Instagram, all the yoga teachers, and we're liking each other's stories or posts and see what other persons are up to, because yeah, we yoga teachers, we're busy and we can't meet every day. So we see each other on the social media. And yeah, and this is to the engagement is a number which is comparing the two numbers, so your followers and the likes you get on a post, and that is called engagement. Why those two numbers? Because if there are 1,000 people following you and 100 people look what you're posting, what your photo is, then you're having good engagement. But if you're having like 1 million followers and only 10 people watch what you're creating, then that's really bad engagement and your account is not worth much. Okay, and I will give you, I will just open the Yoga Tribe account on my phone to show you a little bit of the Instagram there.
Is that from your yoga studio, Kai?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, where is it? Ist jetzt somewhere here?
Via Kabel, das müsste eigentlich sein, oder?
Ah ja, via Kabel, stimmt ja. Oh. No, it just doesn't show the preview here.
Chris,
Yeah.
did you learn to speak English in Australia?
Yeah.
Good you found that out. This is so funny, Kim. So cool.
I also have an Australian roommate, so yeah. So now you're seeing the Instagram of Yoga Tribe.
Can you see it?
Yep.
So just to give you a quick, this little house on the left-hand side, this is your feed. So all the people you like are going through this feed. So this is just marketing. This is Joanna, a teacher in our studio. We had a shooting with her and we're doing this, this video with her.
So this was the most amazing idea of Chris from the last year, because he brought like a beamer and like pictures and movies and stuff. He projected it to the wall, and then he made them, everybody like wearing white clothes, and then it would project the whole thing. And then he worked on like, the on a program on chakras and mahabhutas and the elements and stuff like that. So, and we worked it all through, like all the elements, like with different, here, this was actually, of course, water. And there you see such an amazing, great idea. It's unbelievable. It was like stunning. It was so much fun. We danced all night in the night, you know, with the movies, and Chris put great music in and customized to every teacher. So I had my 80 playlist, and it was really fun.
Wow.
Thank you, Chris, again.
You're welcome.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, we had like, yeah, we're shooting in the studio, all the people, and this is like the projector, and then the people in front of it doing poses.
Isn't it cool?
Beautiful.
Yeah, and through that, we actually had very good engagement on this video, because it was like totally new here to the scene as well, to do something like this. And we're just creating this little sequence, which was like actually super simple. And we put a few pictures in the background, and the idea is quite simple, and it looks quite simple, but the outcome was very good. It's our best post so far on our Instagram. Yeah. And it's filmed with an iPhone. And so it's no special camera or anything. Yeah, it's just the idea. It's something new.
So cool.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah?
And yeah, that's Lee. She's helping me a lot with the Instagram. Okay, back to the front page. So here you just yeah, you can find you people and everything. That's like the standard Instagram stuff to go through. I'm like liking this photo, pushing the heart button, and then I can also commenting it, and like really nice sequence, and just some hearts. That's all you have to do, just some comments, like you would do it in real life.
Hearts are always good.
Hearts are always good. And these are all the people. You just go through, double tap them, and give some likes. And this is already socializing with people on this platform. That's what the algorithm recognizes. And then the algorithm says, oh, your account is active because you're going through the people's picture and liking them and giving a comment every now and then. Yeah. That's done. Made her a little compliment. And then here at the top, sorry for swiping so fast, we have those little circles, and those are the stories. So you click on the story, and then you see what people are recording, what they're doing in their life. I just tap on the right side and see what they're doing. This advertising. And those are all the people we are following, some teachers of us, and teachers which are tagging us. Do you know what tagging is?
It's where they, you do something with their name, right?
Yeah. So I go here, and then I take this weird Corona photo, and then I write the name here at Chris Keller, and that's been tagged. And I can also write here like advanced class on Thursday, 7 p.m. And that is like a very easy, you can change the color, very easy story made. And then I could go to my account, or Chris can then go to his account and do the repost in his account. And this is also then socializing with the people, with the other accounts, because you are tagging them, and if they react on it, the algorithm will use that as well. Okay, just gonna go off this. And then we have the here's our the other feed. which is just like showing us pictures we maybe could like. And then here is our what is happening, the actions on our accounts. So, and here's our account. And because we have a business account, we can look into the photos, and underneath every post, there's an insight. So we click on.
Wait a second, so I show you. You go back, and then here's the insight.
They don't see it.
They
don't see it. I think
this one here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you turn it into a business account, and then you can also have like insights or statistics.
Yeah.
So that's what you need also on Facebook. You have like your own personal page, but with a fan page or with a institutionalized page, like let's say I have my personal page on Instagram or Facebook is Kai Hill, and then I turn it into I can add one on Facebook like Kai Hill Yoga, and then I need people to like it, the page, right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can see the statistics, not on your personal page. There are no statistics.
Only with business accounts.
And this is here the same. Instagram on your personal, you turn it, but this you can turn into a business account, and then you can see the insights.
So, and to show you this post, because we had like 93 likes, 9 comments, 5 people sent this post to another person, 7 people actually put that post into their favorites, so they can look at it again. And then what is really important is this discovery. So we reached 600, nearly 700 people, and 13% of the people, this number is actually changing. Within the first day, we had like 40% here, where people who looked at the post, which were not following Yoga Tribe yet. So we were reaching out to our audience, which were not following us yet. And this is mainly the goal if you want to reach more people and more followers. And you mainly have just 2 goals on Instagram, either engagement or followers. In the beginning, you do both, and then later on, you mainly go for more followers, because the engagement, if you have grown your Instagram account organically, is happening automatically. Yeah, just show you another example of another post. This is your honor. So the post now is in Germany, but I would say we're actually overdoing it now, because we're really pushing it hard on the Instagram. So we have a few people taking care about it, because we have like a whole theme for the month, and then all is set up for every week, and all posts are prepared, and the content here is prepared. But what is important is that you have a nice text underneath your post. It doesn't have to be that much all the time, and a question. Because a question is making people engage with your post, or anything what people can come back to you about this post, about this picture. Even like, oh, do you like my picture? And nobody's gonna say, oh no, it's ugly. Most of the people will come, oh yeah, it's a really nice picture. Because just that question is like triggering the people to answer your post. And then we tag the people for sure, which are in the picture, and always value the photographer. And yeah, just gonna quickly show you the insights here. And this is a post, it's not a video, so we're having different insights. But this one was very good. If you look at the impressions, very down here. So we have the first is from the feed. 370 people saw the post, and then from hashtags. And because the hashtag number is so high, 200 people, that's why we have such a high number in the discovery up there. So we have 600 people reached with this post, and 40% were not following Yoga Tribe yet. And this is like, you want to be over 30% with your post to gain more followers. And we reached a really good number here due to the hashtags.
Do you know hashtags?
Yeah.
The hashtags, yeah. And so that's how we gained also followers here. Or
But are you
so impressions. Impressions means visitors.
are you looking up different hashtags to use?
I'm just showing you. So we have the pose here. Joanna is doing Garandasana in this picture. So first hashtag here is Garandasana, the actual pose. And yoga poses work actually really good for a yoga account. And then we use the eagle pose because it's the English name for the pose. And we always want to contact the hashtags to the content. So the hashtags should be about the picture and about the written text underneath the post. And then, yeah, we were talking about the chakras. So we have a lot of hashtags about chakras. And then we have our hashtags, which are like Berlin Yoga Tribe, Berlin Yoga, Yoga Berlin. And then we have a few hashtags about Anusara. And then in the end here, we have hashtags which are very general. So we're using very detailed hashtags, and we're using hashtags which are very, very common. To show you that, I will just show you. So if I type in here into the search engine of Instagram, yoga, and then I go for a hashtag, you see there's like 80 million people have had a post with the hashtag yoga. And then you go to Garandasana. Yeah, and then yeah, actually see the writing. The right writing here. Garudasana has 100,000 hashtags, and then eagle pose. Do it. Eagle pose has 100,000 hashtags as well, and then
that's a good number. Over 100,000 we use.
So you're just printing in the top of that in the search bar, whatever it is.
Yeah, this is just a search bar because I use the search bar to actually find out which hashtag I use. So I type in the post Garudasana, and then with the and then I see which posts, which hashtags are connected, because I want some hashtags which are very, I want some hashtags which are very, which have a lot of posts, and I want some hashtags which are more detailed. So you see here, Garudasana has 100,000, and then Garudasana legs and arms have only 1,000. So I want to use a mixture between hashtags which have a high number and hashtags which have a low number.
And we will next time we will cover. We had that already, but we will go more detailed into it. The 2 apps we're using. It's later, so where you can also schedule your posts, and there you find also recommendations for hashtags. It's super cool. So they will tell you, hey, use those hashtags, and you save. And the second one is Combin. Combin is an app, or an app where you can also where you can do engagement, so you can do likes and stuff like that automatic. So it's pretty. So you can use tools here to make that happen with this knowledge.
Hi, and Chris, this is very interesting, and I always learn so much from these classes. I do need to go.
Yeah, so I think, well, if it's okay with you, Nancy, yeah, I would just stop here, because it's already like overloading information, you know. Yeah. And then I'm super happy you joined and took your time. And you see, we can talk about that stuff forever, right? It's unbelievable. Yeah. And still more to cover. And thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Bye. Chris, it was great to meet you.
It was so nice meeting you.
Yeah, it was really great. Okay. So then, have a great day.
You do such an amazing job at Yoga Tribe. It's an exemplary Anusara studio.
Yeah, he's doing. Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. So then see you next time.
See you, Nancy. Great to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.